All right, guys, it is Kia Vins here in southern Colorado, in Pueblo, Colorado, and today I have such a treat for you. I have a 2023 SX Turbo Kia Seltos in star bright yellow with the gray interior. I really do enjoy this car. My wife has the 2021 version model of this vehicle and she really loves it too. Surprisingly, it is the best Kia I have driven in the snow, and that includes Telluride, Sorento, Sportage. I did not want to like this car when I first got it. Oh, there's my hand right there in the camera. There we go. I did not want to like this car when I first got it, but I do. I like it a lot. We actually got it because of the safety features. My son started driving and my wife and son were going to share a car, and she chose this one, and I am definitely on board. So starting right away from the front, we have your LED headlights with your tiger eye design and then your tiger nose grille right across the front there, with Kia's signature badging big and bold right there on the front. Really like how they did that these last 2 years, and I really hope that they keep going with that because I'm a big fan of those badging. Again, you have coming just across, you have those tiger eye lights with the daytime running lights, which are very stylish and beautiful, and you have your fog lights down there as well. You can tell this is a turbo by the red caps on the wheels. So you have your wheels right there, your 18-inch wheels with the red caps, which is how you can tell if a Kia is a turbo. Pretty cool. Kind of scooting right along. You have your all-wheel drive badging right there, big and bold, so you know, especially in this star bright yellow color, you know that it is all-wheel drive. You have your turn signal indicators on your mirror caps right there, which a lot of people love. Again, this is the 1.6 liter four-cylinder engine. I'll go over some other specs. I'm not really a spec guy. I like to go over like the actual features of the car. Engines are cool. My wife loves this car because it is very powerful and it can overtake cars on the highway at a surprising speed. She's real comfortable getting on on-ramps, all that kind of stuff. So definitely it's worth the drive. On the back here, you can see the big Kia script badging again, just dead center right there in the dead center of the car. And you have your rear tail lamps, your shark fin up top just for your radio and communication, and then you have your raised roof rack rails going right down each side. Pretty cool. So my daughter plays softball. She's on a couple of traveling softball teams, well, one traveling softball team and then her standard one, club ball and school ball. And so huge back. So I definitely recommend this little rubber tray down here. It is definitely a lifesaver if you are, have some messy things going on back here, like sand and dirt and dust and dog hair and all that kind of stuff. So we also have two very large dogs, and they sometimes come back here and fit perfectly fine. This one here does have this little felt sunshade, which is kind of cool. And then you take these little guys right here and then you just install them right there, and then this will raise up and down as the trunk comes up and down. So not all models have this, I believe, because I don't have it, but oh no, I do have it. I think I just don't think she uses it. Anyway, this is really cool. And you got your little felt shelf here for lighter items if you want to put it up high, but it would obscure the field of view, but it's definitely an option. Child anchor locks in all the back seats. So you have 3 child anchor locks right there, 1, 2, and 3. And those seats do fold down with pass-through, which are pretty cool. You have this little mat, like I said, but you open this guy up and then you have your tire and jack kit right down there. One thing you can do is this floor that I have right here that's going up and down, you can put it on that track down there, and you can lower the your cargo space here by what, 4 or 5 inches, which is kind of cool, especially if you have things like wheels, coolers, that kind of thing. Again, we go to a lot of tournaments and stuff, so it's nice to have a cooler down there, and it's just easier when they have wheels to be on that lower surface. All right. One thing it does not have, even though this is an SX, it does not have a automatic tailgate, so you do just have to use a little bit of force little center of gravity, and it goes right down. I don't mind it. It's you know, I do like automatic tailgates. Have them in my personal car. My wife wanted one, but you know, it is what it is. It's not horrible. It's not gonna ruin your day. Push and pop gas cap, which is really cool. So as long as the car is unlocked, then this oops, actually not in this model. What am I doing? Gas cap release right there. Boom. So right there on that. Seltos does not have a push and pop gas cap. I should research before I talk, even though I own this thing. So super easy. You just have your little gas release lever right there on the inside of the driver's door, and then you have this nice yellow all the way around on the back, and it's pretty cool. Very, very, very neat looking. Okay, let's take a look at the back seat. So again, I got some kids. They're what, 17 and 15 now, and they fit perfectly fine back here. So I'm about 5'10", plenty of knee space here. Always like to do that. And I believe the seat is pushed all the way back. That's the way I had it when I was sitting in it earlier. You have your mat pocket on the back of the passenger seat only, and then you have this light gray interior for your interior color, which matches the headliner as well. You have your lights there, which you can just, oops, right there, turn off and on. They did not go off and on when I push that button because I have the doors open and I have it set to have the lights on when the doors open. So that does supersede that request. You have air in your back seat for your back passengers. You have a little cubby right here, and then you have your USB charging port. You also have your armrest, nicely hidden with your cup holder right here. It's, you know, a little sturdy, little, you know, not the softest, but definitely gets the job done when you have your arm there. Goes back up, give a little elbow push, goes back in. Got your seats. Locks in there. They're nicely hidden, pretty flat. You don't really notice them if you're sitting on it without, you know, buckling up. There's just kind of a view of the front cabin. You can see that big, beautiful display. Then you do have your climate cluster there, which we'll talk about more in a second. But you really do have this really nicely designed interior cabin. And then you have a sunroof, which is really cool. Just a single sunroof, so nothing too fancy. And you do just pull it back to activate, and then you can press the button right there in order to retract it. Now, when you retract it, this sunscreen does come back with it, but you do have to manually push it forward. So this is one of the models that still do that. Not too shabby. All right, scooting right along, let's go into the front cabin. So going into your front cabin, this is where you're going to spend probably the majority of your time if you are the driver. And you have right away the Bose audio. My wife loves the music in this car. She says it bumps, and that's kind of cool. So definitely a thumbs up to the Bose audio. Here on the door, you have your window lock. You have your one-touch windows up and down right there. You have your lock button, and then your mirror control. You have this nice aluminum finish, and then you have your black all around. Got your black on your scuff plate there, and then this model does have the remote control automatic seats. Not remote control, wrong word, but you do have your automatic seats right there with lumbar support. All right, kind of coming into the cabin, kind of left to right, you have your illumination buttons here, which do illuminate the interior lighting, which is pretty cool. You have your auto off, which is a very polarizing feature. Some people hate it. Actually, most people hate it, but it's definitely something that does help you save on gas. When the light is on, that means it is off because it is called auto off. So it is on when it is just blank like that. What this feature does is if you are at a stoplight and the weather is nice and a couple other factors are all going strong, then your car will kind of act like it's shutting off. It'll like power down, you'll feel the engine quit, and then you'll instantaneously just hit the gas and then you just go. So it's a way to preserve fuel economy. A lot of people think it's annoying. I've actually had one customer thought her car was stalling out on her on a Malibu, but it's definitely a polarizing feature, but it's useful. You have lane keep assist. You have your traction control right there. And then coming up into your center cluster here, as you can see, it says the vehicle will turn off automatically in 17 minutes and 38 seconds. It's a countdown. So you can idle here for a little bit, you know, with the car on, and you know, nothing's gonna happen. The radio's not gonna turn off, the car's not gonna shut off, but it does have a feature where you can set a timer to where it will do that if you're idling for too long. So you have your speedometer, your odometer, your trachometer, your fuel gauge all right there. This car has 343 miles till empty, and it is nearly full, not quite full, but nearly full. And then that little icon there in the center underneath OK to reset is your lane keep assist. And as I'm pressing the button there, I can turn it off and turn it on. One thing that also is conjunction with lane keep assist is this guy right here. That is lane follow assist. So when I press that button, you'll see the little lane follow assist guy pop on. Lane follow assist is more advanced than lane keep assist. It adds on top of it, so it'll move you into the lanes if you're veering out, and it also uses the information from this box up here to help you stay in the lanes if the lane isn't really that well maintained. So if you're on like a 2-lane highway, if the road's a little murky, it'll use the information from the car in front of you to help keep you in lane. This is a brand new vehicle. It has got 12 miles on it right now, and that's on the bottom right there, and it is 55 degrees outside, which is kind of cool, but not freezing here in Colorado. You have your steering wheel here, which is, let me just pull out here, you have your D-shaped steering wheel, so you're kind of your racing steering wheel, which I personally like a lot. My last couple cars have had that, and I'm a big fan. It's weird, but I do. You have your voice assistant there. So this car has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It also has the Kia Assistant, and then you just press that guy and it will you know, activate those features. If you press it or press and hold, it'll do different things. You have your volume for your radio. You have your channel tuner right there for your radio, your different modes for your radio. If you press mode right there, you're going to notice over here it's going to cycle through what that mode button does. So you can make it cycle through your music on your phone, sounds of music, AM, FM, USB. Well, is it AM? Yeah, there's still AM on here. And then Sirius XM as well. Answer a call, decline a call, so pretty standard. And then over here, you have your 2 pages button, which I don't know why a lot of people forget this, but this 2 pages button changes the screen in front of you. So if you press it, you just cycle through these screens, and then you have your toggle switch right here underneath. You can go up and down in each screen, and it gives you different fuel economy. So no one's really driven this car, so it has kind of horrible fuel economy right now. But there you go. Cruise control, you do have regular cruise control and then adaptive cruise control. So you can do just your standard old cruise control by pressing and holding down cruise and then adjusting your miles right there. Or you have your adaptive cruise control where you can set car lengths instead of miles per hour. So you can do 3 car lengths, 4 car lengths. And then if that car does 100, you will do 100. If they do 10 miles an hour, you will do 10 miles an hour. So just kind of a thing there. And that is your steering wheel. So right here, this is the infotainment system. Really, really cool. It is a touch screen. You have your music right there, which also shows you the time and date. And if you can lightly see the inlay there of your maps, you can kind of see that as well. So like I said, touchscreen. So if you want to go to the maps, just tap that and it'll take you into maps. Little house always takes you home, so it takes you back to this screen here, and then this is your main screen there. If you want to go into your radio, you can click that right there, and then that radio goes there for your format. You can do your time zones, you can do daylight savings time. This is also found in the settings as well, but it takes you right into the radio settings. And I think I touched it just a little too high. If I press it down here, it'll take me into, oh no, I'm here. I'm just in satellite radio. I don't want to turn the radio on because then YouTube will copyright me, but I just wanted to, it just kind of threw me for a loop there. It looked a little different than what I was used to. Back arrow takes you back a step. And then again, this is a touchscreen, so you could just swipe it to the left, and then you have your kind of your main menu here. So you have your maps, your navigation menu, which we went to California, and this thing was actually really useful. You do your points of interest, and then you can do fast food, you can do restaurants, like sit-down restaurants. That's what we mainly used it for. Let's just click restaurants. It'll give you a list of restaurants here in your area, and then you can go right to set as destination. If you are using your navigation, a lot of people don't realize that the navigation in the Kias are more integrated than they think. So if you're using your navigation, then you have these options here for like near destination. So let's say you're going 200 miles away, but you know you're going to be hungry. You want to find restaurants near your destination 200 miles from where you are now. You can click that and it'll tell you. Near center of maps, so it'll tell you your range for what your gas is, and then it'll give you that, you know, what's in that there, or just along the route. You know, if you're traveling major highways and you just want to know what's happening along your route restaurant wise, it'll tell you that as well. So pretty cool. Not a lot of people realize that it does more than what people are used to. But other things, banks, pharmacies, ATMs, hotels, hospitals, all that kind of stuff. And you can also save your places, find your nearest Kia dealership, traffic, and then you can set your favorites down there along the bottom, which is pretty simple. If you just press the little button, then it'll take you into how to set your favorites. All right, phone, so standard Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. That's also under phone projection as well. Bluetooth will always be second if you have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto connected. So your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay will be first, primary, and then Bluetooth will be secondary. Let's just click OK right there again. Voice memo, climate, valet mode, sound mood. My wife really likes sound mood. So it'll change the interior lighting in the car based upon the music and the bass, and you can do different things. Her and my daughter really play around with that, and so it's kind of cool. You can do all kinds of different stuff when it comes to the colors or the themes. You can change how, if it's very subtle, if it's very nice, if it's very like bass heavy, and then you can adjust the brightness, which is all, you know, pretty interesting. Radio, like I said, you can just click on the radio button. Media, Kia Connect. Your salesperson, when you buy this thing, should really be setting up Kia Connect for you. It's part of the app, so it's something that we do, and it's very useful. You can activate 911 Connect on it, which is really cool. If you are in an accident and your airbags deploy, the car will call 911 for you if it's connected, and in some cases it will also give them your location, which, you know, there's dozens of stories in the media that highlight that, so that's kind of cool. And then you just come into Kia Connect, activate service. It'll send you a text message to your phone or email, and then you follow the prompts. And then from there, you can have like remote start on your phone, remote climate on your phone through the app, through the Kia Connect app. It's really cool. It'll ask you if you bought the car in Massachusetts, which you say no unless you lived in Massachusetts or unless you did. I really don't know what happened in Massachusetts, but there's some kind of restrictions with Kia Connect there. And quite honestly, I could Google it, but it's more fun just telling customers that kind of little joke. I don't know what the heck happened over there, but something's going on with the app. Roadside Assistance is pretty easy, so you can just press the Roadside Assistance button there if you are stuck. You do get a 5-year, 60,000-mile Roadside Assistance with a brand new Kia, and you don't have to carry the phone number in your phone or the little card. It's built into the car. It's also up here on your dash as well. You have your Roadside Assistance and UVO buttons there, up there on the roof. So very easy to find. Scooting right along, little arrow takes you back. I'm not going to go into all of this stuff, but I do recommend when you are setting up your vehicle, go to user profile first and then set up your user profile. Just because you can link an image, so you can change your profile image, you can link your Kia Connect account, then, you know, go in and like change some things. Because if you go to vehicle and then you go to setup and you start playing around here, which you can definitely do, there's your driver assistance, you know, you can set the themes on your clusters, I'm gonna turn the welcome sound on, let people turn that off. You know, you can set a lot of different things in this car. It is very, very customizable. Look, auto windshield wiper. I don't know why that's not defaulted to on, but yeah, so I've made the mistake of setting up the car how I wanted, going up and doing profile, and then the profile changes. So it's just kind of all my hard work kind of just went down the tube. If for any reason you don't like the touchscreen, and you know, I've sold cars where people don't like the touchscreen, you have your physical buttons right down below. So you have your map, your navigation, you have a favorites button, which is kind of cool. A lot of people don't realize that little star button, if you press it, you can make that button be one of these things, like take you home, take you to your Bluetooth audio, your phone connection, so like your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and then you know, different things. So you can make that star button right there you know, one of a handful of things. So you can track radio, media, and setup. So all your physical buttons down there if you do not like the touchscreen. Coming down here to climate. Now, one thing about the high-end Seltos, the SX Seltos, is that you do have this more of a digital display and not the knobs for your climate. And then you have your one little bar right here. So it does look a little bit more high-end from the lesser trim levels of the Seltos. And I have videos of lesser trim levels of Seltos where you can actually see that. But you have your one temperature knob. You can turn your climate off. You can turn your climate on. Lower speeds over here. Not too bad. How you like your recirculated air, and then your directionals, you know, on your face and feet only, frosters. You have your front and your rear defrosters, all that right there. Put that back on feet. You have your wireless phone charger down there, so you have that shelf right here, which is your wireless phone charger. When that little light is on, that means it is charging. If for any reason your phone's not charging on there, check a couple of things. All your doors have to be closed. The car has to be on. You have to have the right kind of phone case if you do have a phone case on there. I mean, there's some things that could prevent your wireless phone charger from not working, including not having it turned on in the settings under vehicle. So you have your USB port, you have your USB-C port, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, another USB, and then you have a 12 volt right there. So plenty of ports in here to charge phones. You have your climate, I'm sorry, not your climate, what am I talking about? You have your gear shift knob, you know, kind of standard. Don't need to go on that. And then you have heated seats on driver and passenger. So it's kind of cold today, so I had my heated seats on this whole time. But you do have low, medium, and high. Not too shabby. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on to low right now. So you have your rear wheel locks right here. So if you are towing something, this guy can get installed with a lifestyle hitch, so it can tow a very small amount, but you can also lock your back wheels to give you extra traction by pressing that button there. You know, if you had some bad weather, downward hill brake control. So that'll help you with that. You can turn it off and on, just right there. Right here you have your electronic parking brake and auto hold. Auto hold is quietly my favorite feature in any Kia. If you've seen my other videos, you know this. Auto hold is definitely one of my favorite features. And if you've made it this far, please, I want to say, boop the like button. Like and subscribe. So if you've made it this far in my video, more than likely you kind of like it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and booping that like button for me. If you've made it this far, like what you see, I would definitely appreciate it. But getting back to auto hold. So when I put the car in drive and I kind of scooch forward a bit, just take my foot off the gas, I can, you know, obviously I'm going to brake a little bit, and I'm going to press auto hold and hold down on the brake at the same time. What that does is you see auto hold right there in the center. So now I can take my feet off the brake and off the accelerator, and I am parked. So it's a way to throw yourself in park without actually using the gear shift to do so. I am still in drive. Now, like I use this a lot at drive-throughs, picking up my kid from practice, that kind of thing. So when I'm ready to go, all I do is hit the accelerator and I go. So as long as you're in one revolution, you can go ahead and turn, just use auto hold again by putting your foot back down on the brake. And once you do press and hold on the brake again, you'll see auto hold turn back to green, and then you are back. So it's got to be one engine revolution. Auto hold, again, quietly one of my favorite features. You have your cup holders here, and then you have your little cell phone holder, a little cubby there. You do have remote start on the key fob, which is pretty cool. So you have remote start on the 2023 key fob. Then you just have your lock, unlock, and panic button there. And in some models, there is a key fob shortage, which is weird right now in October of 2022. So you get your physical key. There's two physical keys because this key is hidden inside here, so you can get in and out of the door and turn the car on. But there is a fob shortage. So customers, if you're buying a car that's fresh off the truck, you may have to wait a week or two to get that second fob. Other customers, you know, if you do have two key fobs and it's a certain make and model, more than likely either it came with two key fobs, obviously, or it got shipped to the dealership and we just installed it. So kind of weird. It's been happening for about a couple weeks now. Hasn't really impacted any of my sales. I've never had to explain that to someone, but I've noticed when I pulled the keys out today, key fob missing, key fob shortage. Okay. What am I forgetting? I think I'm pretty much done. Your Bose audio over there again, your nice badging there. Really big cubby space, kind of standard for the car of this size. And then I really like this diamond kind of net mesh webbing here that Kia has done on the higher end Seltos, which is kind of cool. It kind of translates to the stitching on the leather as well. The little perforations where the heat comes out. Well, there's a coil underneath, but it's not perforations really, but it's really cool. I really like that design element. All right, guys. Well, if you made it this far, I do thank you. Thank you for watching my video on the 2023 Kia Seltos. Oh, look, so I had it on auto hold, and I opened the door, and it automatically shifted me into park. That's kind of cool. It's always looking out for you. All right, so again, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, this is Vince here in Southern Colorado, Pueblo, Colorado, and this is the 2023 Kia Seltos, and I will see you down at the dealerships. Thanks, guys.